Hey there, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a massive multi-billion-dollar question. How exactly do you find your perfect manufacturing partner in 2026? Look, if you think sourcing is just about haggling for the absolute lowest quote, you're really missing the big picture. Today, successful procurement is entirely a game of DNA matching. It's all about aligning your specific business model with a factory's unique manufacturing DNA. So let's dive right into the core logic behind this, shall we? Now, before we introduce the heavy hitters of the industry, I want you to think about this staggering number, 50%. That's right, China currently holds over half of the entire global kitchen appliance production capacity. So what does that actually mean for you? Well, it means that whether you're a nimble, newly launched TikTok brand or a massive multinational retailer, your core profit margins are tied directly to this exact manufacturing block. The stakes for procurement in 2026 are literally higher than ever. All right, let's get into it. Here is our roadmap for today. Number 1, the 2026 sourcing landscape. 2, e-commerce versus large wholesalers. 3, matching your supplier DNA. 4, the buyer decision matrix. And finally, 5, the 2026 procurement workflow. Section 1, the 2026 sourcing landscape. Okay, so before you even sit down to negotiate with these top companies, you absolutely need to know where the geographical heartbeat of this manufacturing actually lies. Because in this industry, geography dictates capability. We basically have two primary hubs. Down in Guangdong, Shunde is known as the generalist capital, while neighboring Zhongshan absolutely dominates in what we call fire and water. Think gas stoves and hot water heaters. Over in East China, in Zhejiang province, Ningbo and Xiji form the absolute central hub for your small electrics. We're talking electric kettles, sandwich makers, air fryers, the whole shebang. Understanding this geography is your very first step to bypassing the middlemen and going straight to the source. Section 2, e-commerce versus large wholesalers. Now, this brings us to arguably the most critical operational divide in B2B sourcing today. We really need to unpack this because getting it wrong is a recipe for disaster. On one side, we have our agile e-commerce sellers. Their DNA is purely design-driven. Their products need to pop visually for platforms like TikTok, which requires innovative tech, and crucially, lower minimum order quantities, so they can test the market incredibly fast. On the exact opposite end of the spectrum, we have traditional, large, bulk wholesalers. Honestly, they don't care about viral aesthetics. They need absolute economies of scale. We're talking 50-plus containers at a time, where margins are razor-thin and hypersensitive to cost. These two distinct buyer types simply cannot be served effectively by the exact same production lines. It's like apples and oranges. Section 3, matching your supplier DNA. So the crucial takeaway here is that we shouldn't rank these manufacturing giants just by their sheer size, but by who they actually serve best. If you fit that agile e-commerce profile we just discussed, Joyoung and Tanza are going to be your perfect matches. Joyoung specializes in silent motor tech and incredibly sleek industrial designs that absolutely crush it on Amazon and TikTok. Meanwhile, Tansei plays the healthy kitchen card beautifully. They use advanced ceramic liner tech, which means zero chemical coatings like Teflon. In today's market, that is a massive, unique selling proposition for health-conscious online shoppers. But hey, if you're a bulk wholesaler needing massive scale, those specialized boutique factories just aren't going to cut it. You need the steel behemoths with highly automated lines. Galance is an absolute giant, arguably the best in the world for microwaves, pushing ultimate cost efficiency when you're moving 50 or more containers. Medea offers a true one-stop shop for almost any category at massive scale. And conversely, if you're a high-end premium importer looking ahead to the future, you'll definitely want to focus on Haier Smart Home for those fully integrated, IoT-connected, app-controlled kitchen setups. And this brilliantly illustrates an open secret in the manufacturing world, the concept of the hidden king. Take Guangdong Xinbao, which is also known as Donlim. Now, you might not recognize their brand name, but I can almost guarantee you've used a product they manufactured. They operate as the unseen OEM, original equipment manufacturer, behind dozens of top-tier global brands. If you're a brand owner looking to do ground-up custom ODM, and you want premium private labeling without the colossal expense of building your own factory, Xinbao is exactly the DNA match you need. Section 4, the buyer decision matrix. Okay, let's pull all this data together into what is basically your ultimate cheat sheet. First, you just identify your buyer identity. Are you a design-focused e-commerce brand, or are you a high-volume bulk wholesaler? Then, you just follow your core priorities straight across to find your exact manufacturing match. For example, say you're a specialized contractor building out commercial spaces, and your top priority is gas systems and thermal efficiency. Well, a specialist like Gorfame out of Zhongshan is going to serve you far better than a generalist multi-category giant ever could. It is all about making that precise connection. Section 5. The 2026 Procurement Workflow. Now, picking the right factory is amazing, but it's really just step one. Protecting your investment is how you actually win the game. Moving into 2026, you absolutely need a strict workflow. First up, verify cutting-edge standards like Energy Star or ERP compliance right out of the gate. Second, before you pay a single dime of your deposit, you must demand a golden sample protocol with rigorous SGS or TUV lab testing for food-grade safety. Third, conduct on-site line audits to ensure crucial things like high-voltage leakage tests are integrated directly into their automated lines. And finally, for large appliances, negotiate an SKD or semi-knocked-down shipping strategy. That alone can drastically reduce your import tariffs. So this brings us to our final, most important question. Which Chinese supplier actually shares your business DNA? It is time to stop blasting generic mass inquiries hoping for a lucky break. Take a step back, really evaluate your true buyer identity, and use this blueprint to find your actual manufacturing partner. Because let me tell you, when you align your business model with their factory DNA, that is when the real scaling begins. Thanks so much for joining this explainer, and we will catch you next time as we decode even more industry frameworks.